Imagine making a fan art for your favorite streamer and then they dookie on it live on stream and then run it through AI to fix your art because this is what happens. And let's get into this wild story. So this all kicks off with a tweet from this artist Gumi who writes, "Ex Asmongold fan here. I spent 12 hours on fan art of him only for him to shit on it completely and McConnell had to step in and tell him to chill and thank me. This man has given zero Fs about his community for years before he even went down the MAGA content hole." If you somehow do not know who's being talked about, Gumi is referencing a creator by the name of Asmongold. So Asmongold is a content creator that started in like 2009 with World of Warcraft, and then later he pivoted over to doing kind of like right-wing commentary react content. For more context as to what's happening here, the art in question that was being react to is on a series that Asmongold was doing like years ago, 5 years ago, where he would react to fan-made memes and art that was shared in his subreddit.
Love it. Look at it. Look at the chat. Look at it.
So these are
Okay,
just
they like it
examples
a
of his
lot.
stream where
Okay,
this is
whatever.
happening.
Spotted Asmon on the road.
This is just to give like fuller context into what's happening. So let's take a look at the actual react in question that sparked this entire debate. It was this section of this YouTube video and it's around like 13 minutes, 40 seconds in. So this is the piece in question that sparked this whole thing. And look at his face.
Man, I look like an idiot. Like I look like a fucking idiot. And like, what is this? This dreadnought armor? And like, look at that mace. That's not demise. That's like a little fucking. That's like a fireplace sweeper where you move around the wood. Like about 2 fireplace sweepers. These are supposed to be the Might of Menethil. The hell is this, man? God damn.
Wait, you don't like it?
The toilet cleaner. Well, it's just. The weapons, they're so small. Like, I want bigger weapons.
Okay, so you don't like fan art of you.
No.
Is that what you're saying?
I like it. I want the weapons to be bigger, okay? I don't feel...
On a complete side note, I never noticed how much Asmongold talks with his eyebrows. Like, I just can't stop staring at how they're just going like up and down as he's talking. Sorry, that's a side note.
Guys, Asmon does not like your efforts of fan art. He doesn't like it.
I don't feel adequate. That's all. And look at my arms. Like, look how small this arm is. And this one's big and beefy. Like, what the hell? Like, oh, man. This man looks great. Yeah, it looks great. Thanks a lot.
So that is the full clip of him reacting to it, just so that we can discuss it. Given the full context that this is like a humorous submission into his subreddit to be live reacted to by him, right? This piece is kind of like the intersection between really good fan art and a comedic interpretation of him and his character. This was 5 years ago before he went like giga right-wing MAGA type stuff. You know, there's like a bunch of jokes in here, right? Like the silly expression he's making, the fact that one arm is way bigger than the other arm. It is likely implying that he does a lot of intimate activities with Vaseline at night, you know? Jokes, they're all jokes. And the weapon. The weapon is the Might of Menethil. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right. You know, it's a pretty beefy, massive weapon that you wield. But you know, making it that tiny is a comedic play on it. So is this art piece a joke? Yeah, right? And Asmongold is reacting with jokes to it. That is completely true. A lot of Asmongold's community, like in response to the artist post on Twitter, was like, oh, but like, you know, like how dare you be upset about this? It's only 5 years later. And like, he said he liked it, you know, blah, 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 blah. He did, right? When asked like, oh, like, do you not like it? He said, I like it. He did say he liked it. There's a fair amount of like criticism that he's had about the art piece, you know, with like talking about like, oh, the thing is so small, like my expression, like it looks so dumb, like why are my arms, this and the third, right? And people were saying, well, as the artist, you should have known what you were getting into when submitting it to Asmongold. One, because you should have, if he's your favorite creator, you should have known how he is. But two, because this is like a lighthearted react stream. And sure, you could say that, but there's like different types of pieces that were submitted into the subreddit. Like there were straight up like silly memes made in MS Paint like really, really quickly, and people who are making full on impressive fan art pieces.
Okay, behold Asmon the Conqueror. Wait, that's fucking badass. Holy shit, this is fucking awesome.
Like here's an example of a fan art piece that was made to depict him in a very pleasant way to try to elicit good feelings out of him, you know, and compliments.
Jesus, dude, I love this. What the fuck? And there's Thunder Fury too? Yeah, I really, really, really like this a lot.
This one is from the same stream, so let's take a look at this.
By the way, I showed this one to my mom. She really liked it. She thought it was great.
So yeah, you know, people were saying that he's like dogging on all the artwork, like everyone gets made fun of. That's not actually true. With other pieces that were fan art pieces, like fully just fan art, no meme aspect about it, right? He was given like high praises to them. So I obviously can't speak for the artist. I am not them. But you know, with this, you can tell the artist spent a really, really long time on it. The artist had said it was 12 hours, right? And yes, this is comedic in like the sword being tiny, the face being this, that, and the third, right? And he's like dogging on it because he's like, oh, you know, my arms are so uneven, you know, these talking about elements of the art that are drawn in a way to be funny. I feel like the artist probably potentially was hoping for some more compliments about the art because you can tell that they spent a lot of time on it. You know, maybe like a, oh my god, wait, my expression is so funny. Why'd you make the mace so small? Da 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 da. Like my arms are so uneven. I look so weak. Wow. But I love the artwork. Thank you so much for spending all this time on it. Like you made the background look so cool or something. You know, like a better ratio of criticism to compliment. It could have been like a better 50-50, you know, something like that. Like the only positive statement he basically made about it is like the I like it. And maybe in the beginning when he opened it, he was like, oh wow, you know, like had that happy expression on his face. I guess until he realized that the weapon is small. But those are just kind of like some 2 cents that I had about it. So then in the comments, the artist adds, also, this is evidence that art can effectively piss him off. So anyone feels petty, I highly encourage drawing him in his full balding glory. He wants to be portrayed as a manly man with a lot of hair and no dumb expression, so go for it. Like, this was the dumb expression that made him upset. I can do so much worse, and now I think I will. Also, on a side note, don't send hate to any parties involved at all. People in the comments were like sending photos of the artist's artwork and making fun of that. And like, that's just gross. Don't do that. And people were like bullying the artist and stuff. That is mean. That is rude. Do not do that. But Asmongold's community, and likely him himself as well, right? They were upset because they felt like the artist was holding a grudge for 5 years about this fan art, didn't say anything until 5 years later, and was pulling it out of the blue for clout to try to get likes and clicks. Did the artist hold a grudge for 5 years? I don't know. I'm not the artist. But I can see that you make fan art and you receive a reaction like that, and you're not going to feel very good about it. You know, again, is the art a meme? Were there comedic elements about it? Yes. Did the art take a lot of time and also had a high skill level put into it that they were maybe hoping for some more compliments on? Besides a quick, I like it, and a lot of, oh shit, my arm's this, you know? Probably something could happen where you could submit to something and then, you know, the end result is you don't feel really great about it, but maybe it's not in a situation where you can talk about it, so you just kind of keep your mouth shut until there's context that comes up that maybe makes it relevant for you to share your 2 cents. Like in this case, where it was actually a quote retweet to a clip that was posted by VTuber Niara VT, where she writes, quick reminder that Asmongold said that he doesn't care if anyone gets negatively impacted because of his coverage. This would imply he controls what his community does, so he doesn't care.
Affected or somebody harasses them, that's just not my problem. I'm not responsible for other people's behavior, and I'm not going to take any action that will imply that I am. And so that's really all there is to it. So yeah, deserve. No, that's really all there is, and it's not your fault, exactly, and it's not your job. No, and that's why I don't do it, is because like doing it implies that there's some sort of accountability, and there's not. There's not at all.
Basically, it's a post stating that Asmongold does not care about his community. So, given that post, it kind of does make sense as to the reply given by this artist, right? Where they're just throwing in their 2 cents about their experience with this creator, who they used to be a fan of. And it is pretty common for people to then come up and talk about their experience with said creator or individual, like years down the line when more things come out about them. So, yeah, I mean, it's Twitter. People say whatever they want on the internet. What you're gonna do about it? But then Asmongold got mad about it, guys. So he retweets, I was upset because you made one of my favorite weapons in the game, Might of Menthil, smaller than it was supposed to be. This was clearly unacceptable. And like, this is satirical, right? Luckily, we live in 2025 and I was able to use AI to fix your art for you. What the hell? So he took the piece, ran it through AI to go and it kind of smoothed out the expression a little bit, but make the weapon like way bigger than it used to be. This is just gross, in my opinion. You can say whatever you want about how you feel like the interaction, I suppose, between the artist and streamer went, between this fan art thing being like, oh, you should have known this, you should have known all that, you shouldn't have posted this, whatever, right? This is just icky, right? Because now you're in a situation where like, okay, this person did something that you're not a fan of, right? Like you're a big streamer here, whatever. And this person came out and like said this thing about you and you feel like it's untrue. So then you take the next step, think, okay, what can I do to give the biggest middle finger to them? Oh, right, run their art through AI. I know that running an artist's art through AI is disrespectful to the art community. I'm gonna do it anyways. That's like the next step that's like, oh, hey, maybe we shouldn't have done that, guys. The comments though are hilarious. There's a roach spray because again, it was exposed that he's got cockroaches living with him. This one, are you able to do any of these? It's a shower, it's a mopping the floor, brushing his teeth. Again, with the context, he's not great at hygiene. Another commenter says, quote, I was able to use AI to fix your art for you, end quote. I know this is supposed to be some kind of get back, but holy crap, what a dick move. Another commenter says, Asmongold when his fans are talented artists and not 13-year-old girls for him. And then other people were adding artwork. This one is of Asmongold. You know the like anthropomorphic books back in like, I don't know, 2008, where it's like a person turning into a creature. This is like Asmongold turning into a roach. And then other people were taking the artwork and then running it through AI again, like humorously to make fun of Asmongold, right? This one is him with a toilet cleaner brush. Still don't do that. I know you're doing as like a gotcha. You're still doing the bad thing. YouTuber Mohammed Agwadi made a video talking about the situation, which I will link down below if you would like to check it out as well. And Asmongold wasn't happy about this, so he reacted to that video. And I'll just highlight the notable parts of his reaction.
I like how I'm being called a psycho because I made the size of a mace bigger inside of a person's fan art.
He's downplaying it and making it be like, oh, it's just a small thing because I just made the mace bigger, blah, blah, blah. It's not a big deal. The issue isn't the fact that you made the mace bigger. The issue is the fact that you took the art and you put it through AI to fix it because you said it was bad. This breaks down into so many different things because fixing somebody's art is considered bad in the art community. Yeah, you know all this work that you spent all this hard work, time, and effort on? Yeah, well, it looks really bad and I'm better than you, so I will improve it. That just sounds wrong. It's like the equivalent of being like, oh, your face is ugly. I'm gonna take a photo of you and Photoshop it so I can make you look prettier. It's just icky. And then the second thing is the fact that he ran it through AI to do that. You could argue maybe if he went to Photoshop, right, or whatever, and then like cut out the mace and then made it bigger and pasted it back on the artwork, it's still the original artist's work, just re-chopped up, right? It's still fixing the art, not great, but maybe you could see the humor in doing that. But then the icing on the cake is running it through AI, which like Gen AI is trained off of actual legitimate artist work where the artist didn't consent to have AI trained on their work. That's quite disrespectful to do. Again, it's the thing of like, oh, I know that this is disrespectful to this community and I'm gonna do it anyways to try to get a one-up on them. That is what makes it bad.
Genuinely and quite possibly one of the most disrespectful things you can do to an artist.
That's why I did it.
AI or
You
using
got it.
AI generative images at all.
Right? He said so. That is why he did it. Because it's disrespectful.
They going around fixing everybody's artwork with AI. That's smart. So thank God that we now have a new community and there's a new movement to fix bad artwork with AI to help these artists improve. This is the new meta. The art community's lost the plot. Yeah, of course.
You basically don't need to hear the rest of it. He spends the entire time essentially saying the same thing and calling the art community sensitive leftist babies that can't take a joke, like along those lines, you know. He also just says like, oh, it was a joke. I did it for jokes because, you know, that's all we're here for. Jokes and to have fun and have a good time. And I mean, you can look in the comment section results of it, right? It's interesting. People in his community were just saying that the artist is like clout chasing to try to farm 5-year-old drama by switching the narrative and like spinning it around and that they weren't a true Asmongold original fan. I don't know the artist's intention. Devil's advocate. If it's true, the artist did this for the sole purpose for trying to rage bait and farm likes and impressions and get Asmongold's attention so that he would react to it on his YouTube channel, which he does like a bajillion reacts a day, you can't really be mad because that's literally what Asmongold also does. Like, it's kind of like the quote, you know, rules for thee and not for me, right? Like, if you're gonna be like a fan of a creator, Asmongold, he farms tons of videos for his YouTube channel, hours and hours and hours a day. He is on a grind. He posts a lot, right? That's his like whole shtick. If it is true that the sole reason the artist posted this is to rage bait, you can't be mad. That's literally what the streamer also does. Y'all are playing the same game. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Like, I personally do not believe that is what the artist was doing, but if you do believe that, there's that. Also, on a complete side note, people were saying also that the artist like had tweets making fun of Asmongold's dead parents. I looked around, I personally didn't see any of that. I saw other people saying that. No matter what, how much you like or dislike a person, coming for low blows, like running their art through AI or making fun of dead family members, not cool. Don't do that. It's literally purposely like, how many cheap shots can I take at somebody? But at the end of the day, I am curious about your thoughts on this entire situation. Don't send hate to either parties, okay? Personally, again, is it fair that the artist is upset about the situation? I think the artist upset is fair. People were saying that they should have known better, blah, blah, blah. Again, it's like reading the room, and the art is a comedic piece about Asmongold, yes, but the art also looked like the artist put a lot of time and effort. It was supposed to be what looks like an intersection between high effort compliment farming piece, right? Like some of the other ones, and a comedic meme piece to play on jokes within his community. It would have been nice, I feel, for the artist to, hear like a 50-50 of like joking, criticism about the art and like the face and the weapon and whatever, but also like some compliments, of a similar level to what was received for other art pieces. Like, oh, I showed this to my mom, she loved it. Or like, wow, this one's really good, da da da. At least a little something, like something you like about it, like, oh wow, you made my expression so funny and the weapon's so small. Like I feel like it doesn't represent me as a person, but love the way you drew the background. I like it, we move on. Again, some people might argue that's not Asmongold as a person, but we do have examples of him highly complimenting other pieces, so he's capable of that. And again, running people's art through AI to fix it as a gotcha because you are upset about what they said about you on Twitter, interesting. So yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts about this whole situation and show the artist love. Like the clip that Niara had posted, Asmongold clearly does not care about his community and like the effects that the words he says could have on people. And when you do have like clips of your stream, he literally live posted the AI piece, by the way. When you're doing stuff like that, you're unspokenly encouraging your community to go after this artist as part of your wishes, right? And that is, if you look at the comment section, a lot of people were coming for the artist. Personally, I just think that's an icky thing to do. So show them some love, please. If you like this video, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. Don't forget to check me out on Etsy. I have digital art there for streamers and creators. I also have a coffee with free resources like a free sponsorship guide. And I stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. So I hope to catch y'all there or in another video. Peace.